So in step 1 you need to determine the mu1, that is 0.138 FCK BD square. Okay, clear? Now going to the step 2. So either you can use this formula mu1, or you can use the formula which is given in the code as well, anyone. Now step 2. In step 2, determine the balance steel required. That means the AST1 you need to determine. Determine the balance steel required. So for that it is very to determine. Look, if you can remember the concept, it is very good, but if you can't even to remember the concept, everything is given in the code. So first I will show you the simple thing, that is, here you just need to equate C equals to T, that means total compression force equals to the tensile force, for the considering it as a single reinforced beam design. Okay, so what is the value of C? I think you remember 0.36 FCK XUB, and T is 0.87 FY AST. Clear? So from here you need to determine the value of this AST. Okay, and this AST is actually the AST1. I have shown you the if you segregate the doubly reinforced beam section, it will actually consist of 2 beam sections. In first part we have AST1, right? So that AST1 can be determined by using this formula, or you can use this one. Yes, or you can use this one. Actually this formula and that formula is same as same. Here they are divided by this D, and here it is also multiplied with the D. So D and D can be deducted, and the remaining portion will be same as what we have written. Okay, so better you can, if you remember this concept, you can use this formula, or you can take the formula from the code as anyone. Okay, so let us move on to the next step, that is the step number 3. So in step number 3, here what you need, determine the stress in compression steel. Here determine the stress in compression steel. Determine the stress in compression steel. So what is the force, that means in the compression side due to the steel? Due to the steel in the compression side, the force is CS. So that CS we need to determine in this particular step. So what will be the value of the CS? CS is very simple. Look, CS, it is basically a force, right? And force equals to what? Stress into the area. So stress is FSC minus FCC, multiply with the area of the steel under compression, that is ASC. Now what is this FSC and what is this FCC? Look, FSC is the stress of steel under compression, under compression. Look here, this is S, that means stress of steel, and C means under compression. Here it is stress of concrete under compression. FCC you can write stress of concrete under compression. Now the value of this FCC, that means this FCC is very less compared to this FSC, compared to this FSC, it is very less. Let's give an example how much it is less with respect to the FSC. If you consider M20 grade of concrete and Fe 415 grade of steel, now if you determine the FCC, it is actually 0.446 FCK. That means 0.446 into 20, it is near about 9 Newton per millimeter square. Okay. Now if you determine the FSC, FSC is 0.87 Fy. So 0.87 into 415, and it will give you a value of 361 Newton per millimeter square. Now you can see this 361 is very higher with respect to this 9 Newton per millimeter square. So that is why the code itself, it says that you determine the CS value considering it as only FSC into ASC. Okay, so we will eliminate this FCC portion at the time of calculation. We will only use this portion at the time of determination of this CS. That means the steel which is under compression. Okay, sorry, it is the force due to the steel under compression. Okay, so let us coming to the next step, that is the step number 4. So in step number 4 we need to find the mu2, that is the balance moment. Find mu2. So this moment is basically the additional moment in compression failure due to the compression steel. You can write that it is basically the additional moment in compression failure due to the compression steel. Okay, so how you can get the value? Look, it is very simple. For that you draw the simple rough section of our doubly reinforced beam. Here we have the AST, here we have the ASC. So when you draw the stress block diagram, it is something like this. Here we have the tension, and here in the 2 level, at this particular level we have the CS, that means the compressive force due to the effect of the steel, that means the area under compression, and another force, that is CC, that means the compressive force due to the effect of the concrete, and the first one is the due to the effect of the steel. So when you consider this CS, what will be the lever arm? The lever arm will be this particular distance, right? And this distance is what? D minus D dash. So mu2, when we consider, this is the additional moment in concretion failure due to the compression steel. That means we are considering this portion, that is CS. So what will be the value of mu2? mu2 will be this force CS into the lever arm, that is d minus d dash, d minus d dash. And what is CS? Just previously we have written FSC into ASC. So we can write here FSC into ASC into the lever arm d minus d dash, and that is actually equals to mu2. Okay, this is the step number 4, and then we can write the total moment in concrete failure in step number 5. In step number 5 we can write the, let us change the color, total moment in compression failure, sorry, concrete failure. Total moment in concrete failure, and that can be denoted by MUC. MUC. MUC will be mu1 plus mu2. Look, actually we will determine another total moment in steel failure, and that can be denoted by MUT. Okay, and MUT equals to also mu1 plus mu2, but in that case this mu2 and this mu2 will be different. How it is different I will show you, but same thing, that means these two are equal, mu1 and here the mu1, both are equal in case of this total moment in case of compression failure and total moment in case of tension failure. This mu1 and mu2 are equal, but this mu2 are different for those cases. How it is different I will show you. One second, let us remove this. Okay. So in step 5 let us determine this MUC, so we can determine this, right? It is very much clear. Now step 6. In step number 6 we need to determine the AST2. AST2 means it is the steel which is required for taking the balanced moment, that I have already shown previously. Let us show you what I have shown. Yes, in the diagram you can see this is the AST2 where it is placed over here. So that AST2 you need to determine, and how you determine that I will definitely show. Look here, you will be given with the total AST. Total AST is given, that means for the doubly reinforced beam section, you will be provided with the total numbers of bars over here. So you can calculate pi by 4 into d square into the total number of bar, and you can get the value of this AST. Okay, and previously you got AST1 considering it as a balanced section, right? So we know AST equals to AST1 plus AST2. Let us remove this. AST2, right? So AST1 we have already determined, so easily we can determine this AST2. So AST2 will be simply AST minus AST1. So AST2 is very simple, you can determine. Now the last step, that is the step number 7, that is the MUT, most probably. Yes, find the MU for the tension failure. Find the MU for the tension failure. Okay. So that thing I have already told, that is in some sort of time I have told you that MU, it is denoted by MUT, right, and that is equals to MU1 plus MU2. This MU1 is same as before, like previously I have told you in case of MUC, this one MU1 is same. MU1 is how much? This one 0.138 FCKPD square or 0.149 or 133 or the formula given in the code. Any one thing you can, any one formula you can consider. So in this case, what will be the MU2? What will be the MU2? Look, that is very simple. That is actually due to the this AST2. Okay, this AST2. So this AST2 is where it is placed. Let us draw one more time. Here you have AST2 and here you have ASC in the second portion. If we make this consist of two beams, first one it is AST1. So AST1, this portion is completed. Now in second part, this one is AST2. So at that particular level, what is the force T and what is the value of the force? That is 0.87 Fy, right? That is the value of the force at that particular level if you see the stress block diagram. So definitely this is the area and this is the stress. So this area multiply with this stress will give you the force. Okay, and that force will be multiplied with the lever arm. And what is the lever arm? This one is the lever arm, D minus D dash, and that will give you the moment, right? So that is the MU2. So you can simply write here AST2, that means this one, then multiply with the stress, that is 0.87 into Fy, then the total thing you got, this is actually the force. Now force we multiply with the lever arm, that is this one, D minus D dash. So D minus D dash. So this total thing will gives you the MU2 for the moment which will give you the total moment at tension failure. So this is the total thing. Yes, so this one is the total thing to determine the total moment for the tension failure. So finally the question is, we have done 7 numbers of steps, but what is our ultimate need? Our need is to check which one will gives you the higher value, either MUC or MUT. That means the total moment due to compression failure or total moment due to tension failure. Whatever the value is minimum, suppose the MUC will give you the minimum, then the moment of resistance will be this one. The minimum value of MUT and MUC will gives you the moment of resistance. Suppose this one is minimum, the MUT, then it will be the moment of resistance. If the MUC is minimum, then that will be the moment of resistance. So in such a way you can solve the numericals on doubly reinforced beam sections. Okay. If once again I will repeat in summarized form from the step 1 to step 7, let us show you once again, so it will be clear more. So this is the total strain diagram, and corresponding stress diagram is also given, stress block diagram. To analyze the beam, you need to go step by step procedure. Step 1, you will determine the mu1 considering either this formula or the formula given in the code. Step 2, you determine the balance steel required, that means considering it as a singly reinforced beam section. Either use this concept C equals to T and this formula you know, or you can use the formula which is given in the code, that means this one, okay, this one. And mu1, you can use this formula mu1, okay. Now coming to this portion, yes, now step 3, you determine the stress in compression steel. So stress in compression steel can be determined by using this formula. This is CS, this is actually the compressive force due to the effect of the steel reinforcement which is provided at the compression side of the beam, and that definitely force equals to stress into area. The stress is FSC, the stress of steel under compression, minus stress of concrete under compression into area of steel under compression. We can neglect this FCC as the value is very smaller compared to this FSC. Now after that, after determination of this CS force, that is the compressive force due to the effect of the steel, you can multiply that CS with the lever arm to get the mu2, that means the additional moment in compression failure due to the compression steel. Look here, I have multiplied this CS with the lever arm, and CS is FSC into AC. Now you can get the total moment in compression concrete failure, that is MUC equals to mu1 plus mu2, both are known. Now step 6, you determine the AST2. How? AST equals to AST1 plus AST2, so from that equation you can get the value of AST2. Step 7, find the moment for the tension failure. So that is the very easy concept, lastly I have told you, MUT equals to mu1 plus the balance moment due to the effect of the AST2, and AST2 is here, and that AST2 can be determined, or you can use this formula, that AST equals to AST1 plus AST2, from that you can get the AST2, and you put the value AST2 here, and that should be multiplied with the stress at that particular level. So the stress is 0.87 Fy, so you multiply that 0.87 Fy with the area of the steel, that is AST2, that is 0.87 Fy into AST will get, and that should be multiplied with the lever arm, that is D minus D dash. So in such a way you can determine the MUT, that is the moment for the tension failure. Now you compare with the values of moment, total moment under compression failure and total moment under tension failure, and whatever the value you will get, the minimum value that we get, that is the actually moment of resistance, okay. So thank you. In the next class I will show you some numericals on this topic. Thank you all.